Why, hello, Blissful community. Welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Karen Gottlieb. Today, we're on a journey to tackle one of the most iconic exercises out there, the push-up. Now, you might be thinking, a push-up, isn't it just about strength? Well, let me tell you, there's so much more to it. The perfect push-up not only sculpts your upper body, but also builds core stability, improves your posture, and boosts overall strength. Whether you're a beginner looking to refine your technique, I've got you covered. So are you ready to elevate your push-up game and sculpt that upper body? Grab your mat and let's dive into this transformative workout together. You'll be amazed at what the perfect push-up can do for you. I think the first step to a perfect push-up is mastering it against a wall, especially to get your triceps on if we're doing a tricep push-up. Okay. Also, it's really great for the core and to keep your neck in a good alignment, because what happens a lot in push-ups for most people is they drop their head in like this, right? We want to try to keep the head, the ears back over the shoulders, right? And then we're going to try to pull ourselves to the wall with the arms in very close and tight. So I have my hands a little lower than my shoulders here to start. Good, and then I'm gonna think of turning the crease of my arm up to the ceiling and then pulling the arms into the sockets so I can float the head instead of crunching it or losing my posture. I'm gonna try to think of keeping my plank position the whole time and just really bending the elbows and pulling myself to the wall. So I'm not going to the wall, I'm pulling myself to the wall. And then a lot of times this is what happens here. What we're gonna try to do is keep those in, those elbows in, and rotate those shoulders open, right? Push the armpits to the waist, keep the stomach in and up, right? So you wanna avoid this kind of thing, right? Where we're swaying into the wall, keeping the stomach in, and then pushing away. Good, and then you pull yourself to the wall, like you're keeping yourself very, very flat, like a board that's not moving in any way. You're just pulling yourself through the elbows and then press back up, right? And you pull yourself to the wall, right? Pull those elbows in more, push those armpits down more, let the head float, move it a little bit, make sure you're finding ease in the neck there, that you're not tense, and then press away. Good, and then pull down to the floor, pull the elbows in, right, pull the elbows in, press the hand into the floor, drop the shoulders, and press away. Good, and then pull down, pull the elbows in, let the head float, make sure the neck's relaxed and released. Pull those elbows in more, try to pull them in more, and then slowly press away. And what's really good is to do everything very slow, very deliberate. Keep correcting your posture. Let your head kind of float over the shoulders. Watch out for diving your head too far forward, right? You're pressing the head to the ceiling, right? And keeping all the space in between the vertebrae of your neck here. No bending forward, no hunching, right? And then pull yourself forward, elbows to the floor. Try to think of touching the elbows in, right? They're definitely going towards each other. Good, and then press away. Good, and then one more time. Pull, very slow, pull down, opening up the shoulders, using those external rotators still of your shoulders, and then press away. Okay, so once you've got your wall push-up standing really perfect, or you could do that kneeling as well if it's better for you, we're gonna move on to the floor, okay? And our goal is to really get the triceps. This is a tricep push-up, you know, less chest with the open arms, more pulling the arms into the sides, right? One thing that can really help is if you get a band like these that are in a circle already, and you put the band above your elbows here. It'll create kind of a swing for you as you go into the push-up, so you can focus on your technique and worry less about how hard it is, right? So we're gonna come onto all fours position here, right? With your band, you're gonna pull your arms into the sockets here as far as you can. Okay, this happens a lot, right? Where our shoulders start to sneak up and then we lose our, you know, the length of our neck. So what we're gonna try to do is think of pulling the armpits to the sockets, right? Pulling to the waist and letting the head float, creating ease in your neck. It's gonna feel like your head is just floating out there. That's the goal anyway, right? Our heads are heavy, but we can get them to float a little bit. Then you can start here. You can keep your feet on the floor if you like to start here. Keep the lower stomach in and up and just pull the elbows. You're gonna think of pulling yourself forward, pulling the head across the floor, okay? And then twirling the arms into your sides as you lower down. You see how the band kind of gives me a little bit of a support? And you're gonna push into the whole hand. think of pushing the fingers into the floor as well. The fingers are each associated with one of our rotator cuff muscles. So you wanna make sure that you're not just pushing into the palm of your hand, but you've got the whole hand pushing into the floor. It'll be more supportive that way, right? And it'll work the shoulders as well. So you're gonna think of pulling the elbows right to your side, right? And you see how I'm not letting my head dive down like this. This happens all the time. Keep the head floating out there like you're pulling it across the room here, and then press back up slowly, right? So think of the upper arm too, twirling out this way on both sides, right? So that you're pulling the elbow right to your side, and you're gonna get the most tricep that way. Good, and then you'll press back out slowly. Then you can work up to like lifting the feet off the floor. You could cross or not cross them, you know. Good, you wanna keep the lower stomach pulled back and in. So what happens a lot is, these are don'ts. You like to let the stomach fall in, right? And then let the head go down like this, right? So we're learning to do this, pulling the head forward, it floats. You're pulling the arms right to the side, right? Lower stomach's in. Maybe I'll bring my hips forward a little bit, and then press all the way back up. Good, and that's your progression from your wall push-up. Okay, once you feel really comfortable with your kneeling push-ups, maybe you do some without the band, you're gonna go into your full push-up. So you're gonna be in a plank to start, right? You wanna think of having that little bit of curve in the upper spine here and a little bit of curve in the lower back, right? But what tends to happen in push-ups is the head dives, right? Or this happens, like a swaying back. So we're gonna just be conscious of those two things that happen. And we're just gonna do the same technique, but pulling it into this position here. You're gonna think of spinning, the arms open, pushing the armpits to the waist, pulling yourself forward, trying to hover over the mat, and then pressing back up, right? Okay, so you're gonna try to pull forward, pull those elbows to your side, hold it, and then push back up, right? Good, and we'll sit back into child's pose for a second. Good, and then just breathe or take a little break there. One fun way to take these techniques into other forms of exercise is to adding it to maybe your yoga routine if you're doing yoga. So we could go into a downward dog and think about those arms into the sockets, like you're pulling your head to the floor here, right? So we're gonna bring the head forward, and we're gonna go into the plank here, right? And then again, armpits to the waist, right? And then you can slowly lower yourself down, try to hold it, then lift up into the cobra and open up the hips, roll the shoulders open, push down into the floor, let the head float, right? And then come back into child's pose. Awesome job today, everyone. You just learned how to master the perfect push-up, and I hope you're feeling the burn and the benefits. Remember, consistency is key. So try to incorporate this exercise into your routine, and you'll see amazing results in no time. As always, let's close with a positive affirmation together. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and repeat after me. I believe in my inner strength, resilience, and power. If you enjoyed this video, please show me a little love with a thumbs up and subscribe to Blissful Body Journey for more fitness tips and workouts. For more information about my studio and my live online classes, visit KarenGottliebPilates.com. Thank you for being here with me. Until next time, stay blissful, my friends.